Starfield modding has officially arrived. No, I'm not talking about the fact that we have the creation kit. I'm talking about the fact that we now have a Darker Nights mod. It's a sort of rite of passage for BGS games that they all get a mod that makes the night darker. And that's because their games usually have nights that are pretty much as bright as day. They're just sort of a desaturated version of the day with a slightly different coloured sky. So this Darker Night mod does exactly what you would think it does, and it does it by disabling what it calls a fake sun and lowering the indirect ambient lighting. Now this mod works great for me on planets like Jemison, especially around the city, but different planets have different lighting, and on planets like Aquila and Neera, this mod does make the nights a little too dark for me, to the point where I feel like I'm wearing sunglasses. So I have a feeling that mods like this are probably going to end up being a lot more work than for previous games, because they will require tweaking for every single planet and moon, which is a pretty monumental task, and that is going to take time. But this is how it always starts, a mod that actually makes it a little harder to see at night than in the day, making those forests a little creepier and giving you an actual reason to turn on that flashlight when the night falls. Definitely going to be keeping my eyes on this one. The Cargo is Cargo mod is one of those very simple mods that it's almost genius in what it does. Because what it does is make the cargo holes and storage hubs in your ship actually give cargo capacity. It's the most simple addition ever, and yet absolutely brilliant. You can now have a cargo hold that you're actually able to walk through. Now the original version of the mod had no extra mass for those habitat modules, and thus it could be used to get a large cargo hold without actually adding much mass to your ship. This could be seen as unbalanced, as you could get a ship with a large cargo hold without the problem of having to increase your engine size, etc, etc. But honestly, as an unrepentant loot goblin, I always found the cargo hold limit quite ridiculously small anyway. Having a ship that can barely store as much as I can personally carry always felt a little game logic to me. However, if that bothers you, there is now a version of the mod that increases the mass of those modules. They do give slightly better capacity per unit of mass as a general rule, so you will be able to carry more cargo with something like the storage hab than a cargo module of the same mass, but it is balanced against the fact that those pieces are a lot larger and thus will be somewhat harder to fit into your ship. But whichever version of the mod you use, it's just nice that this hab module now gives some sort of benefit appropriate to its type. All we need now is some more mods that do the same for the various other modules. And finally, we have the Nomad Spacesuit. This is absolutely my new favourite spacesuit. It's got an inspired by Dune sort of vibe to it, and it looks incredible. The mod actually includes spacesuits, helmets and packs, and there are several versions of each, including armoured alternatives. It also includes several polearm based melee weapons. But the armour doesn't just look great. Each piece has pretty damn good stats, including really good thermal resistance, which definitely fits the look of the armour, and it can be upgraded as other spacesuits can. Though it should be noted, the same does not seem to be true for the melee weapons included, at least not for me. And to top it all off, the mod also includes a mask and goggles that classify as clothing and can be worn under the helmets, keeping that Dune vibe even when you take the helmet off. All in all, absolutely brilliant mod, love the look, great stats which make it very viable for NG Plus playthroughs, and almost certainly is going to be my armour of choice for the near future. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all we have time for in this video. I will of course be returning with more great mods sometime soon, and I would love it if you could join me there, or on any of my other videos. But wherever it is you decide to join me, I look forward to seeing you again, and until then, as always, have fun.
This is where we belong.